Now, as a parent myself, and after having watched this movie, I'm just going to give a bit of advice to all you parents out there. Please check your children that they are not being impersonated by an adult dwarf. Don't say I didn't warn you. What is up, everyone? Movie Worm back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 2022 film Orphan First Kill, and this is directed by William Brent Bell and stars Isabelle Fuhrman and Julia Stiles. This tells the story of a murderous woman who breaks out of a psychiatric facility and impersonates a young girl who went missing named Esther, and plays the role of their daughter at their family home 2 years before the events of the first Orphan film. Now, when I first watched Orphan back in 2009, I thought it was a pretty underrated film. No one was really talking about it, but over the years in the horror community, it has grown to get a bit of appreciation amongst a lot of people there. But I was still surprised to hear that we were going to get another Orphan movie, especially with it being a prequel, where Isabelle Fuhrman was still starring in this, and she was like 13 years old, I know. I also feel like it was going to be a one and done film, but I'm not going to lie, I was still a little bit excited just because of how much I enjoyed that first movie. However, a few alarm bells did ring when I heard that William Brent Bell was going to be directing this, the director of The Boy 2, which is not a very good movie whatsoever. So how is Orphan First Kill? Let's find out. Now, this is a strange one, I'll explain why in just a second, but for what the plot has going for it, I appreciated this new perspective, even though it's a very familiar feel to the first movie. Esther is impersonating someone's daughter and lives with the family where weird shit starts to happen. But we see it as a viewer point of view differently because we already know that Esther is this murderous psychopath and the family don't. So it was interesting to see it that way, even if it does lose a little bit of tension that the first movie had going for it there. But like I said, it is still simply a rehash of the first film, and as it goes on, you're kind of thinking, what is the point here? And this is where the rest of the film takes a little bit of a different turn, and I can't really talk about that because of too many spoilers will get in the way, and I'd rather you guys just go into it and see it for yourselves. But what I will say is I really appreciated this direction, and it felt like the script was justified here because it wasn't just a rehash, even though it seemed that way, and it brought something new to this two-movie franchise and a lot of new ideas, if you like. Despite this brilliant decision, though, I don't think the rest of the movie is greatly improved. It's just more interesting, but with a lot more thought going into this and some better decision making, I feel like this movie could have been a whole lot better than what we were given. But I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy Orphan First Kill, because I had a good time despite its flaws. Esther is a cool villain to be around, and I really like it when the antagonist takes centre stage and is the main character focus in movies. Just gives us something different from time to time instead of following the hero around the film. So I don't think she's going to have legendary horror status like Michael Myers or Chucky, but she's still a badass character to follow. Isabelle Fuhrman gives a great performance once again here, and my concerns with the de-aging, by the way, were wiped after about 10 minutes. I didn't even notice anything, and I weren't even looking for it. So that was not a problem in this movie whatsoever, which is a huge positive, because I heard a lot of people saying this might be a concern, but for me, it wasn't at all. This at times reminded me of a slasher film as well, especially the first 15 minutes. I mean, there isn't too many creative kills, but there's a lot of brutality and enough bloodshed there for the average horror fan to enjoy. I always like it when horror goes down this subgenre, so I think that's what pushed me to like Orphan First Kill just that little bit more. Now, this is a mixed bag of thoughts here, but a lot of the side characters were very, very bland. However, when I said before where the script goes in new directions and stuff and tries something new, these characters do become a lot much more, and they are more fun to be around. So I can't really give that as a negative, because I do think it was intended for them to not be anything special for a large chunk of this movie. And Julia Stiles is definitely the best character in the film alongside Esther, and I was just happy to see her in something again, because it's been a while. Yeah, I'm a fan of Save the Last Dance. Hell, shoot me. Now, there are a few things in this film that just felt a little bit unrealistic to me, and I'm not talking about Esther impersonating the daughter of this family, as crazy as that seems, but things are just brushed aside sometimes, or certain plot points are forgotten about to just let the movie flow, and they expect the viewer to just not care, but I couldn't help notice this, and like I said, with a little bit more care in the script, just a little bit more attention to detail, this would have got a few bonus extra points. Also, Esther has this goal in mind, and I'd say it plays a huge part of the story, or plays on it a lot if you like, but towards the film's climax, it's suddenly just over really abruptly, and it just felt a little bit out of place. I thought it would have been more interesting to change it up a bit and do something different with that, but it kind of felt very, very rushed and ruined a decent third act, to be honest. Look, I'm happy this film tried something different and it wasn't just a rehash of the original, even though it did feel like that way for a bit, but I can't comment any further without spoilers, like I said earlier. But I hate it when sequels or prequels just do the same thing, especially in this horror genre. I mean, I can have fun if it's done right, but most of the time, it just isn't. And when William Brent Bell was on board, I thought that was going to be the case, especially because he directed The Boy 2, which was 100% a cash grab. But no, that wasn't the case, and it is definitely a new approach here. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Orphan First Kill a 6.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the original, I think you may enjoy this. If you're a fan of horror or the subgenre of slasher, definitely give this a go. I mean, it's nothing mind-blowing or anything, but like I said earlier in the review, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a good time with this movie. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Orphan First Kill is that this script had fans in mind when they were asking a lot of questions about how did Esther get from Estonia to an American orphanage without any questions being asked or papers to her name or whatever. And this film does clear that up at the start of the movie. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I've got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about Orphan First Kill or the first Orphan film, leave it down below and I'll try and get back to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy guys, and I'll see you all next video.